gosh, everyone, I'm just so excited I can't even do my proper opening. That's right, everyone. One more day and we're into fresh House of the Dragon content. We have had tons and tons of little snippets dropped and leaked from HBO Max. I'm going to pin them in here. Just shows that Ryan and Miguel might know what they're doing. At least a little bit better than Dave and Dan, that is. Damn! Of course, at this rate, I am not doubting Miguel and Ryan. I know that Ryan is very, very skilled in writing. He's very experienced and he's very knowledgeable about the material that he's using. And Miguel, as we saw in Game of Thrones, Battle of the Bastards, and the many, many other episodes that he directed, is just fabulous and is really a good director. So it feels like we are in very good hands this time around. So as it stands, some of the most encouraging things I'm seeing is the connectivity and interplay between Matt and Patty and Emma and Olivia. Their chemistry is just going to leave us in really good hands when it comes to their conflict. It's going to make it seem a lot more genuine, a lot more believable, and I'm very, very excited for that. But I want to say what they seem to be doing with Corlys and Rhaenys is 100% the correct decision.
Ships. He's the greatest sailor of the land. He's the one who's done these famous 9 voyages. The Valyrians control the greatest and strongest fleet.
The Sea Snake is a collector and a trophy hunter and very proud of his voyages, so he festoons his hall in all of the one objects from his 9 voyages across the Narrow Sea and beyond. The Sea Snake is the richest man in Westeros aside from the throne, but it's not quite good enough for him. He wants his blood on the throne.
He was there when Viserys was chosen as king. He felt it should have been his wife, and he's never really forgotten that.
The queen who never was. To have your husband as your champion, constantly saying it should have been you, it should have been you, it should have been her, is fantastic. It's a classic example of a healthy, strong marriage.
I'm just so excited to finally see a couple in this universe that have actually figured out coexistence and how to work as a team. That's not something we ever saw in Game of Thrones. A lot of the times you always had people fighting for their own interests, even within the marriage, even though they shared children. And it's just really encouraging and really fresh to see a healthy marriage on screen, and I really feel like they're propping up Corlys and Rhaenys to be our power couple, and I am so excited for that. I will ship them till I die, just like any shipmaster.
Of Prince of the Realm, really, and he's very much an outsider. He treads on the outskirts of everything and everyone.
Much of King's Landing is seen by the small folk as lawless and terrifying.
Daemon's all swords and knives, really. He's also a dragon rider. He has a dragon called Caraxes. He has a great affiliation and love and admiration for his brother, the king. But there's a sort of deep, dark history that surrounds them. I've only ever spoken the truth. And the blood of the dragon runs thick. He's a sort of reluctant one. I think he's interested in chaos. I think he survives in chaos quite well. It's not as though he wants to be king of the land or any of that. I think he's just pretending and trying to make everyone angry. House of the Dragon is about war, love, rebellion, and deceit. In many ways, it sort of feels at times like a big tragedy, constantly waiting to sort of get worse.
And this clip right here is just so encouraging. I wasn't ever doubting Matt Smith. I have been a major fan of his ever since I saw him in Doctor Who, and I absolutely loved him in The Crown as Philip. But I was concerned about the portrayal of Daemon being taken from the easy route. He just wants the throne, he is a manipulator, and I am so very happy and very excited to see the breadth of his character being explored and the idea of all of his great romances actually being true romances. I'm really not a fan of the idea that he is just manipulating and using each of these great women that he falls for. They are great romances, each in their own right.
Friends, I think that they are are the only two people who can truly understand each other because they both have very similar backgrounds, and because of their backgrounds they're isolated, so they really lean on each other, and we meet them at the peak of their friendship.
Alison is very timid, she's a very sensitive soul, but she has this anger that gets pent up.
Why do you destroy yourself?
She is a product of the patriarchy, and throughout the series she becomes more acutely aware of where she fits in the world. Alice and Rhaenyra are definitely
Our next couple of clips are Alicent and Rhaenyra, and their relationship, the fact that they have broadened it, allowed it to begin as a very strong friendship, allows for more heartbreak, more drama, more ability to storytell within the realms of its disintegration. And I'm very excited to see them play that into a less girls against girls way, but also making comments on the fact that women are very aggressive and very cruel to one another, and how that actually comes about in the driving forces behind that. So I'm very excited to see the portrayal of Alicent and Rhaenyra as young friends as they grow and as outside relationships affect their relationship and really cause its downfall.
Rhaenyra is strong-minded, she's smart, I think she's underestimated, and she's perceived as someone who's bratty and someone who's kind of asking for too much.
You will lie in this bed soon enough, Rhaenyra. This discomfort is how we serve the realm.
I'd rather serve as a knight and ride to battle in glory. She goes through all the feelings and emotions of puberty and kind of realizing that she can't fight and she can't just be angry at the world. She has to either find a way to solve it or find a way to play with it and outsmart it. So we kind of see her go through that journey and fight all those internal and external.
So the moral of all of these clips pretty much is that we are going to get depth in these characters. None of these characters actually believe that they are doing the wrong thing. They all seem to be driven by their own moral compasses that align on to what they feel is the correct, proper, morally good move for either themselves, their family, or the realm. Which is very encouraging, very exciting, because that's exactly what George writes his characters to be.
Remember blood. It remembers names.
So what should you expect from the Acolyte podcast moving forward as House of the Dragon airs? I'm planning on doing short reaction videos at the end of each episode to give you my fresh opinion on what I've just seen. And then at the beginning of the weeks, we will try to be doing a non-book reader perspective interview with our fellow YouTuber Nimue of the Lake. So if you're interested in that, be sure to give us a like, a share, leave us a comment down below. Come back and see us again tomorrow.